Hi everyone, Pam here. Welcome back to RVing with Pat and Pam. Hey, we're finally getting going, and today I'm going to be cooking in the RV, so come along with me. I'll show you the completed TV lift cabinet. The only thing left we have to do on it is stain it. So come on in and let's get cooking. Today I'm going to be making my 24-hour pizza dough. My family really loves homemade pizza. So I'm really looking forward to this. Say hi, Lily. Say hi, Lily. Okay, let's get started. Okay, it's hot. The oven's on in here. So let me show you what we got. A 24-hour pizza dough, 580 grams of 00 flour or all-purpose flour, which is what I use, 10 grams of salt, 1 pinch of sugar, 20 grams of olive oil, 400 grams of water, and 3 grams of dry yeast. And yes, I do use a KitchenAid. I like to take my appliances with me wherever I go. I have a strap up in that cupboard up there, and I strap it down so it doesn't move. Really nice with the new motorhomes and the new fifth wheels and all these different kind of travel trailers now. They have a lot of room for all your different appliances, and they have appliance garages. Now I only have one small appliance garage, so I use that for my coffee pot. But yeah, I like taking all my appliances with me whenever I go. And let me know in the comments down below what appliances you like to take with you in your motorhome. I just wanted to show you the appliance garage that I keep my KitchenAid in. And it fits in there really nicely, and it has a strap that straps it to the wall. So that just makes it really handy, and I can stick other appliances alongside of it if I need to. I have 2 scales, gram scales. Oh, they're grams and ounces. This is a Weight Watcher scale, and you just put your item on here that you want to use as your container, and then you zero it out, and that way it doesn't count the bowl. And then I also have a weighing scale that does ounces, and this one's really inexpensive. They're both not very expensive, but that way you get your exact measurements. Here is 580 grams of flour. Here is 10 grams of salt and 20 grams of extra virgin olive oil. Oop, a little more. I went ahead and threw in the 580 grams of flour, the 10 grams of salt, just threw it in here, the 3 grams of dry yeast, put that all in there, and a pinch of sugar. Now I'm going to add the 20 grams of olive oil. I'm going to start mixing this up really slowly. And then I'm going to start adding the 400 grams of water. And then I'm going to let this knead for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to let it set for an hour. It's really easy peasy. And then after that, we'll divide it up and we'll put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then we'll start baking. Okay, now that I've kneaded it for 5 minutes, or I should say the KitchenAid has kneaded it for 5 minutes. If your dough is a little bit sticky, you can go ahead and add a little bit more flour. But I like a springier texture dough, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave this like it is. I'm going to add it to a bowl with olive oil. Let me get this out of here. I've got it coated really well with olive oil on both sides. Make sure that that's coated really well with olive oil. Make a nice ball here. Hard to hold the hammer with and it's coated really well with olive oil on both sides. And then we'll cover that with saran wrap and a towel, and we'll set this off at room temperature for an hour. Now anybody that knows me knows that when I do it right. So now I'm going to make my own pizza sauce, and I'm going to start chopping up some fresh garlic. You know, getting the motorhome ready to go on the road again has been a long process. And you know, that's something that people should think about when they buy them. You know, you put them in storage. Let's just say you're not going to be full-timing it. And you put them in storage every year. In our case, you know, we have it on our property, which is great. But for a lot of people, they have to rent storage. And that's something to think about. You know, that costs money. When we were down in Arizona, we had to rent storage. And that creates its own special kind of problems. Now, in Arizona, where it was really, really dry, and we had covered storage, we didn't have to worry about any rains or anything like that, or moisture. But if you live anywhere else, a place that gets a lot of weather, you're going to need to keep it covered somehow. You're going to need to keep heat in it and that type of thing. So after you get it back out of storage, then there's all kinds of things that you need to do to it. You need to blow the lines free of a lot of people put coolant. Oh, that kind of scares me when I hear that. They put to keep their lines from freezing, like antifreeze. I'm thinking, that stuff's nasty, and they put it in their pipes. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. But anyways, you got to get all your lines sanitized and cleaned out. You got to make sure, and throughout the winter or whenever time that you store it, you've got to make sure that, again, you know, I did a video on about little rodents and pests, but they cause thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage to your motorhome. So you got to make sure all along that those are taken care of. And then you've got to replace, like ours is 15 years old. So our next adventure will be new tires. And a new tires for a Class A is minimum is $2,500. So like I said, if you're buying one and you're buying a used one, make sure that the tires are really good on it. Like, we've had ours for brand new. That's when we started. And you see, this is Corian, and this is what, it's a solid surface. And this, let me change the subject, but, and then you just pull this up. You can use it to chop or whatever on, use it for your surface. And then this is your stove. Let me grab the olive oil here. This is your stove here. I've got a 3-burner stove. Plus I've got the convection microwave oven. We'll go ahead and make our pizza sauce. We're going to saute a little bit with olive oil here. And this is an automatic lighting stove. So let me go here, turn this to light. There we go. And I'm going to turn this down. Turn it down way, way low, because I don't want the garlic to burn here. I'm going to put a little bit in there. So let's go ahead and saute this garlic here, and I'm going to make my own pizza sauce here. And yeah, getting it ready is part of it, and then you need to start restocking it. Now, recommendation of mine is, like, if this is your first time, let's say you bought you know, you're going to be full-timing it, and you've got to outfit it brand new with everything. A lot of people are transferring from a home, so they have a lot of things, but if you don't, go to the dollar store. I get a lot of things at the dollar store for the motorhome. One thing is that it's light. Like I bought plastic plates and bowls, the kind that you can rewash, not disposable, but light things, light plastic bowls and things like that. Spices, you know, all these things cost a lot of money to outfit a motorhome or trailer or whatever. So if you go to the dollar store, you can really save a lot of money. So we're going to go ahead and let that saute really, really low. And then I'm going to add a can of the Italian tomato puree. And then I'm going to go ahead and season that. I went ahead and added the tomato sauce. I've added some red chili flake to the garlic, some Italian seasoning, a couple pinches of sugar. Got this new electric pepper mill. Kind of cool. I got that off of Amazon, along with the salt shaker. And it's lighted so you can see where you're going. And then we've got the salt one right here. So yeah, I'm going to let that simmer for a little bit and taste it. And maybe add some red wine to it. And then we'll go ahead and make our pizzas. Now with the stove being used, you need extra counter space, which is nice because these Corian covers, they'll cover up the sink. And it's a double sink, so I'll have a lot extra counter space. And then I've got this from a family-owned company, this Calabrese salami. And I purchased this at Central Market. This is here. And then I have fresh Mott's mozzarella, artichoke hearts, and we have sun-dried tomatoes. Oh, so it's going to be so good. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that cut up. But yeah, a lot of people will think, well, you know, maybe this is a lot of work for, oh, doesn't this look good? To make pizzas. But whatever it is in your family, I gotta try this. Very good. I'm going to take the rind off, though. Yeah. So whatever it is in your family, that you like to make and have your special recipes, hey, great. Pizza and pasta, that's what my family likes. Now, I also keep my cookbooks and stuff with me too, because you'll be places where boondocking, where you might not have internet, so maybe download the recipes that you want on your iPad or phone, because I don't know how many times I've been caught without internet. Even with internet boosters, if you go way out, it makes it really difficult to get internet in different places. So, just something to think about. Now I went ahead and greased a cookie sheet. We're going to divide the dough into 4 balls and then let it rise in the refrigerator for 24 hours. From that 1 ball of dough, I cut it up into 4 equal pieces, and then I made 4 balls. And then make sure you put olive oil on the top too, so the saran wrap doesn't stick to it. And then go ahead and pop that in the refrigerator for 24 hours. You can also freeze it if you'd like. The dough keeps up to 3 or 4 days safely. But yeah, it's a really great recipe. This is not my recipe. You can find this recipe anywhere on the internet, but it's just a great pizza dough recipe, especially when it sets for 24 hours. Now, it's been in there 24 hours. You got 4 pizzas, and see how much that's puffed up. Now, the first one I'm going to make is going to be without red sauce. It's just going to be like a focaccia. So it's going to be olive oil and Parmesan and some spices. And then it also lets me see how the oven's working too. So I've floured my cutting board, and I'm just going to roll this out, press it all out, and then I'm going to transfer it to the pizza wheel, and I've put cornmeal on here, coarse ground cornmeal, so that hopefully it'll slide off. That's the game plan. But yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just push this out. And you know, you don't have to be fussy. It's just kind of fun, you know. It's something fun that your kids or your grandkids can do too, and then make their own pizzas. Everybody has their own toppings and stuff. Just kind of makes it kind of fun. So yeah, so just some more other little tidbits. When you're thinking about getting a motorhome and stuff, and you're outfitting it, invariably, I forgot to take like a tape measure and stuff with me. So when you're going out and you're buying things, hey, take a tape measure with you. Really, really important. That way when you see stuff you like for your motorhome and you want to make sure it fits. And then I take pictures now of everything to see, you know, a little cubby here or a little cubby there, whatever this needs. And that way I know it'll, and then I take it, you know, measurements and stuff too. And then I have that on my iPhone. And that way when you're out and about, you make sure things can fit. Okay, now I'm going to transfer it to the wheel. I'm going to lay it out on the wheel. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some olive oil and stuff on here. And then we'll pop that into the oven. I've brushed it with olive oil. And now I'm going to add some garlic powder. I like garlic powder first, and then I add a little bit of salt to it. A little bit of salt. Okay. And then a little bit of Italian seasonings on here. Like a focaccia. And then a little bit of red chili flake here. And you can, we like to use feta on our focaccia too. But today I'm just going to use the Parmigiano Reggiano I've grated. We call that a white pizza. No sauce, really no cheese other than the Parmesan. And then we'll go ahead and see if this slips off good. Now, I've got this up as high as it'll go, which says 450. But on a propane stove, I always then use, there's another thermometer I stuck in there that goes up to 650 degrees. I've got a pizza stone in there. And we'll go ahead and let's see if we can slide this off on there. Yeah, it works out really, really well. except, let's pull this out a little bit here. Hang on. It slid, but I didn't slide it right. Here we go. And we'll let that cook. We'll start off with about 7-8 minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and pull this out. And like I said, this just gives you an idea. You do the focaccia. Oh, that looks good. Flip this on here. Very nice, very nice. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and make our calabrese and mozzarella next. Now, I've actually used 2 doughs and made it a thicker crust. I've also turned up the stove. I noticed it could be a little crispier, you know, soft all around, but yet crispy. So, yeah, I turned up the stove, and that's a good reason to try, you know, doing a focaccia first. But I also, the homemade pizza sauce that I made here, I've made sure that I let that cool, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to brush this with some olive oil before I put the pizza sauce on it. Just gives it a really nice flavor, even before you put the sauce on it. I'll just brush that all over. And then I'll go ahead and I'll put the homemade pizza sauce on here. Hope these little ideas, like in purchasing your motorhome or trailer, have helped a little bit. And then just have fun, you know. Enjoy your kitchen in your motorhome or your trailer. Have fun with it and cook the recipes that your family likes. So now I'm going to add the calabrese. I'm going to put the mozzarella over the top of that. So let's go ahead and add the calabrese. I sliced it really thin. And I'm also going to put the pepperoni, or excuse me, the pineapple underneath here. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and add the pineapple. Now the sun-dried tomatoes, they burn really easy. So I'm going to add those last. I'm also going to add the artichokes now too. And I'll put those underneath. So this pizza will probably take a good 12 to 15 minutes actually. Get all the way done. Okay, so let's slide this puppy in here. There we go. Come on. Ah, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Make too big of a mess. Cornmeal definitely helps. I could have even used a little bit more. So, all in, and we'll set the timer. Okay, so let's slide this puppy in here. There we go. Come on. Ah, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Make too big of a this. Cornmeal definitely helps. I could have even used a little bit more. So, all in. And we'll set the timer. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. The last 5 minutes I put the sun-dried tomatoes on there so that they wouldn't burn. And it's kind of a thick crust. We'll call this American crust. Definitely not New York style. There we go. Ah, pretty. That turned out really, really pretty. We'll go ahead and let that cool. And we'll turn the oven off. That baby is hot. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I enjoy cooking a lot. And I forgot to show you the TV lift cabinet fireplace. So let me go ahead and show that to you now. Really, really turned out nice. We still have to stain it and plug the screw holes in the top, but I'm really, really enjoying it. It's really nice to sit here and relax with the book. So that's the end of my cooking video, which I'm going to do a lot more of. And I also want to show you some of the new neat gadgets that I've got for the kitchen to help organize it. So that's probably going to be in my next video. I want to thank everybody for watching RVing with Pat and Pam. And if you like these videos, hit the subscribe button. We're slowly but surely, we're getting on the road. Like I said, a lot of preparation in making sure that your motorhome is ready. You know, you bring it out out of storage or from the winter time, and you want to get everything set up right so that when you go out on the road, you're going out on the road safely. And I'm going to show you my extensive medical kit also, and some of the other safety features that I've tried to incorporate in our motorhome life. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and if you like our videos, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And thanks for watching RVing with Pat and Pam. Bye-bye.